Hello, I'm Dr. Kritzer, and welcome back to A Parent's Guide to the IEP. This is Unit 3, Part 2. And today I'm talking about special education related services. These are services that a child might need to go along with their academic special education program in order to access that program. And we'll go through a list of these potential services. Audiology. Sometimes children need to have their hearing tested. And that's one of those typical machines you'll see in schools. Counseling. Some children with disabilities, just like children without disabilities, need counseling. And that can be provided either on a general ed level by the school counselor or on a more therapeutic level by the school psychologist. Early identification for children who we're not quite sure what is going on with them, but to get them early services, to get them started, to get them a head start, that would be a related service. Some people require interpreting. Some parents don't speak English, and there's also issues with children and parents who perhaps are deaf and need a deaf interpreter. Those are provided when appropriate. Medical services. Medical services are just limited to maintaining the health and safety of the child, whatever life type support machines they're on during the school day so that they can access school. Sometimes occupational therapy is provided to a child. Here is a picture of a child receiving occupational therapy. Sometimes typically children with visual issues might need orientation and mobility services. And here is an example of somebody receiving that service. Parent training is a related service provided when it felt appropriate that the parents needed some skill build up to help their child access their special education program. Physical therapy will be provided when appropriate. Psychological services similar to the counseling I've already talked about, and also the assessments that school psychologists do. Recreational therapy for children to be able to access leisure activities. Here is an example of that. Rehabilitation services are also provided. School health services, similar to what I talked about with medical services. Social work services, because sometimes we really have to provide some support to the family in order for the child to become able to access their special education academic work. And as mentioned before in one of the series, transportation will be provided for the child if the home school program is not appropriate. Sometimes that transportation takes place from the neighborhood school to another school and back to that neighborhood school, or in more severe cases, children are transported from their home to that school back to their home at the end of the day. And this is a very typical school bus transporting a student with a disability. And these are some of the related services provided in our schools in America. I will be back with you again for Unit 4.